Yeah, man. I wake up, man. I see a net worth of Diddy, man. $820 million, man. 130, 140, 100-something million dollars, man. I need that in my life. Diddy, yeah. Diddy, 820 million. Diddy, net worth. Tryna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. I'm gonna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. Diddy status. Diddy. Take that. Tryna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. I'm gonna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. Take that. I did 800 mil like Sean Combs. I'm always working, baby. Ain't no telling what I'm on. I'm talking money around the world, different time zones. I'm about to blow quick, baby, like a time bomb. Got my brother in this thing, he keep that Biggie Smalls. I'm notorious in this game, nigga, I want it all. Got my family in the trenches and they tired of starving. Got some niggas on the bench and they just wanna ball. Diddy, yeah. Diddy, 820 million. Diddy, net worth. Tryna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. I'm gonna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. Diddy status. Diddy. Take that. Tryna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. I'm gonna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. Take that. Diddy. You cannot stop me now. Bet they gon' copy now. Ain't got nothing to say when I bring the new drop in town. Pay attention to what I say and what I be dropping now. I can take off any day, man. I gotta make mama proud. Grandma gon' see these millions, taking care of all the children. Room full of money, man. Stack it up to the ceiling. I can't lie, it's so attractive like a woman. It's so appealing. Feeling just like Puffy, baby. That's a fantastic feeling. Diddy, yeah. Diddy, 820 million. Diddy, net worth. Tryna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. I'm gonna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. Diddy status. Diddy. Take that. Tryna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. I'm gonna be the hardest young nigga working in my city. Take that. Diddy.
Tell you about me, one of my secrets to my success. I don't worry about what nobody's doing. So all y'all that's out there on the internet that worry about what people's doing, you're wasting your time on time that you could be putting towards yourself. Positive attracts positive, negative attracts negative. I'm gonna keep on rising, because I believe. And I'm a hustler. Shout out to all the hustlers, all of the people, the men and the women that's out there just trying to make a better future for themselves. Think about your future. That's what's important.